everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
And me, freezing cold Banshee.
I am not as cold.
It's cold in here.
But it's a little cold.
Bly.
But here we are once again, once a month, to give you our...
Not the unhappy hour, it's our monthly modality message. Bly's here just for the fun, right?
And the sun is moving into Aquarius, so happy birthday.
Yay! Happy birthday to all the Aquarians out there. Have a great Aquarius season.
So we give this reading for the modalities of the Zodiac. And so every sign has a different modality that they may correspond to. It's not at all like the elements, so we're just going to get right on to it with our first modalities. Did you have more to say?
No, I think I'm fine, actually.
Okay,
except since this is coming out on Saturday, I would like to make an announcement that there will be no live stream tomorrow.
Right. No
Sunday,
tomorrow.
January 21st. We will be back the following Sunday, and we'll be here Thursday, of course, next week for our 7 and 9 p.m. live show. But no show Sunday afternoon. Enough said.
Enough said. So here we are with the modality message for the signs, and we're starting off with the cardinal signs, who are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn.
You want me to shuffle first?
You can start shuffling while I describe.
You're going to tell all the positives of my
I will describe the
signs?
positives. You can do the negatives. Of course, if you didn't know, Banshee is a cardinal sign. But cardinal signs are initiators, and they get things started. They're active, quick. They have drive, ambition, vim and vigor. You know, they're not really slackers. They're enthusiastic. They have a zest for life. They're clever. They want to win.
Not a slacker. Tell my laundry pile that.
Listen, we're not going to give away the dirty laundry
The dirty secrets. Oh, that's cute. Well, we are going to give some dirty secrets because there are some negatives to us cardinal signs we'd rather not admit to. One is that we could be a little bit too domineering. You know, I don't know how they get that idea, but it's possible. We could be self-centered. We could be forgetting about others as we focus on our own stuff. And you know what? We often don't finish what we started. That one gets me. That one hits me right here.
So let's get on with the reading. And card number 1
is the primary focus for the cardinal signs, the cardinal modality in the month ahead. Let's check it out. What do we've got? It's the 2 of Cups, upright. Hey, Mr. O, you doing anything this modality season?
You know, somebody else gave you a hint about romance earlier. Was that on Happy Hour?
You had the Knight of Cups,
That's what it was.
Oh.
Yes, so the primary focus is the 2 of Cups. And so what that suggests for the cardinal signs, as we have indicated, is that you may be resonating to a deeper harmony or sense of trust or fond feeling with somebody. It could be a primary relationship or somebody that you're, trying to be in a primary relationship or a strong relationship with.
Just a reminder, it's Valentine's month.
Yes.
Well,
will be.
Okay, cardinal signs, in the Aquarius season, your relationship seems to be the focus. Maybe strengthening it, deepening it, maybe even, dealing constructively with any kind of conflicts you've had, and coming up with resolutions. Now, this could be romantic. There's clearly romantic connotations here, but we'll look at the rest of the cards to see, because sometimes this could be about, collaborations with others, partnerships, etc., business partnerships. So let's see what the cards unfold here.
And card 2 does speak to the role that your interactions with others will play in this month ahead. So it talks about how you operate in that area.
Oh, well, even though we've got this going on here, we want to be alone.
Oh, it's the Nine of Pentacles.
It's really not necessarily the case.
So maybe that your interactions will be less in some ways, or maybe you'll be doing them remotely. You'll call in from the office or to the office saying, I'm just going to work at home today. Or you may delegate things to people, whether it's business-wise or in your life. You know, maybe you'll tell Billy he has to take out the garbage this week because you're just staying inside, you know.
Well, you know, this is a nice fortuitous card to go along with that one. I mean, it could indicate that your interactions with others could bring you abundance and prosperity in some way in your life. Maybe if not materially, in other ways. Maybe you'll do some healthy activities with others, like an exercise program, etc. Maybe you'll get involved even with some home exercise things you find on social media. But I think here, you know, another thing that came to my mind immediately is in these months of winter, for part of the world anyway, it may be a good time to stay home and invite friends over for maybe a movie night, maybe Super Bowl partying, you know, whatever the game night, whatever the case may be. Just enjoying activities around the home front and, you know, making people feel right at home.
Well, you know, the card is the Pentacle, so it has that whole connotation. But now that I think about it, this could also be a card saying that maybe your interactions will lead you to mentor people in certain respects. Show them the secrets of success. Or
how you did it.
How you did it. Mm-hmm.
I could see that too. So card 3 is the opportunities or challenges you may face in the month ahead and how can you achieve or tackle them. Cardinal signs,
and
modalities.
It's another 2, but it's the reversed 2 of Swords.
Awesome. No,
yes.
That's awesome. So the opportunity is, this is a card, you know, this indicates that you can really get something moving this month. Maybe finally you are getting off the fence and making an important move or a decision that you've had to make. I don't know. Maybe it's relating to social activities, your intimate partnerships, you know, some changes around the home front, etc.
So it's possible that through this process, what happens is you realize you now have information you need, or you have a sense of being able to rely on resources or something like that to go ahead and move into this direction. Something has kind of informed your position or whatever on how to try, you know, to take advantage of this opportunity.
Hey, so far so good, cardinal signs. So how can you best use your modality superpowers to your best advantage this month? Well, it's reversed. It's the Prince of Wands reversed, which is the page, right, of Wands.
The Prince is the Knight.
He's the Knight.
Because there's a Princess, yes. So it's the reversed Knight of Wands. Your bet, well, would be to not be too rush into things, to not be brash, to try to have a sense of your own confidence and not to feel like you have to prove yourself, but realize that what you have going on just works its will automatically.
You know, it's really ironic to me, but this endpoint kind of is the anathema of what the cardinal signs like to do. We like to move forward fast. We like to have a lot of drive. We like to have a lot of ambition. And this is kind of like a stall. This is kind of like holding back. Or this is about maybe how we deal with a bad turn of events that comes our way. And I feel here that Mr. O is right. You don't want to maybe react too swiftly, too aggressively. Maybe the whole point of all of these cards together is that this is a time to really enjoy your month with others and do some more leisurely activities than rather try to push projects along right now. You know, remember, as one of the negatives with your superpowers is that you can often forget about others as you focus on your ambitious things. Maybe this is saying, hey, let's not do that this month. Let's have a little fun. Let's have a little romance.
You know,
what do you think?
Very fascinating, too, because I just realized as you were saying that this is the month of Aquarius, and Aquarius is the month of socialness.
Oh,
you know, there's
right.
a sense, there's really a sense of people sort of wanting to connect. Sometimes, you know, there's, you know, other consequences, but it's really about fraternal organizations, maybe a little bit of kookiness that can be shared between friends. So let's do the
That's
recap.
very, very good. And I hadn't even thought of that, but awesome.
It kind of fits.
It does kind of fit. So let's take a look at that again. It looks as though your primary focus is on your relationships, your interpersonal or romantic relationships.
So you're really trying to stay friendly, harmonious, and
Get together.
work in trust with people.
And, about the role that your others will play in all of this. Well, I look at it as really you playing a big role with others and inviting them by to the home, making them feel comfortable, having some good times, some celebrations together, enjoying everybody enjoying good times that they have earned. We all, isn't that what that's about too? You've earned it, so you should enjoy it. You've earned some time, the time you need to spend with others. We shouldn't always be on the go doing stuff.
I think there's a portion of mentoring here, kind of showing other people how you do it. And then I also think there's another portion of being a patron of the arts, or whatever passes for that these days, is that maybe you, not in addition to mentoring, you just encourage other people to enjoy their lives and to try to make the best of the resources they have, which is really Nine of Pentacles.
Have a game night, watch a Super Bowl, especially if the Lions are in it, and, enjoy the month of February. I had to get that in. So, then, what's next?
Okay, so it's your opportunities.
The opportunities or challenges you may face. I look at it more as an opportunity. I mean, I suppose it could be a challenge for you to finally make a move, a decision you've been putting off. But I feel here, this is an opportunity to get moving this month. And maybe it's getting moving in an area of your life you haven't been paying as much attention to. You're in a personal life. We're always on the go. We're always driven. We're always trying to achieve success. Cardinal signs. So maybe it's a time to dial it down.
In a way, but it almost looks like maybe, some of your associations could really give you strength. Momentum to, do something else and to take it to another level. Even if it's not necessarily about business necessarily, it is about maybe just creating networking that is beneficial. Well,
and then ultimately at the end, it looks to me like, yes, I'm thinking, no, don't try to push your agenda too hard this month. Maybe this is a month to just focus on more of your leisure and fun activities. For all I know, maybe some of you cardinal signs are moving to take a trip or vacation in February, preferably to a nice warm place.
Sounds nice.
That's what we have for you cardinal signs. Good luck with that.
All right, so now we are on the fixed signs.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about them.
Fixed signs.
Well, the fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and of course our birthday people, the Aquarians. So fixed signs have a lot of positives. I mean, they are very, very steadfast. They're supposed to be very stable. I laugh.
If you heard me singing on Happy Hour.
They are determined. They are resolute. They are self-reliant. They forge ahead calmly, working on their objectives. They remember those who've helped them. I laugh again. Persistence, concentration. They are powerful yet purposeful, and they have no time for wasted actions.
Your turn to shuffle.
I know.
So there are, of course, a few negatives.
Yeah? Tell us.
Stubborn, the my way or highway thinking syndrome. The tendency to get stuck in their ways and believing we're always right, us fixed signs.
Is that the truth?
So let's try
to say that's right.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness. All right, one more shuffle. All right.
Fixed signs, what is the focus, the general focus or tone of the overall next month here? And
another 2.
it's another 2. It's the 2 of Wands, and it's upright.
Well, maybe you guys are traveling this month, eh? Maybe you're thinking about it. Maybe you're thinking about mapping out a trip of some sort. Or you're definitely mapping and planning out some sort of strategy. You also realize, and actually it's more of a forward-thinking strategy, because you really sense some progress, some successes coming towards you now. But the bottom line is, we'll all be well. Is there still some things you need to do to ensure success or long-term success?
And it feels like you can capitalize on the success you've already had, and that things feel, pretty secure. There's a lot of sense of security, like you really have things, in the control you need to that. And that's the overall tone, is that maybe, now there could be the idea about what else you can do because you've arrived at a secure state.
I like that.
Card 2 is, what do your interactions with others?
Yeah, how do your interactions with others go this month or affect you?
And it is the reverse star.
Oh, so I don't know, something's making you feel very pessimistic about others right now. I would also just throw out there, sometimes this can be a bit of a general reading, and so I wonder too if some of you will find out about friends or relations that may be a little bit under the weather, not feeling themselves, maybe needing a little boost. So whether it's you feeling the blues or lacking the optimism, even though everything seems to be going well here, or it's somebody around you who may need a little bit of support from you because they're just not feeling it this month, or something has gone wrong and it's making them doubt themselves, be there for them.
What the problem seems to be is it's the kind of thing that maybe is rubbing off. If this is somebody who is having, a certain time right now, the problem could be that, of course, their attitudes or their depression or their worries may rub off on you a little bit. And so you have to watch for that. You have to try to make sure that, when you interact with them, that you try to keep things as positive as possible. We all know a person like that, maybe, who you can never really quite cheer up. Just don't make sure that they drag you down with them, but, try to be their friend.
Exactly. All right, there's always a fine line with that. Card 3 is, of course, the opportunities or challenges you will face in Aquarius season.
And it's the reversed 3 of Cups.
That's definitely, you know what?
So it's a different kind of opportunity.
Well, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
It's not an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe an opportunity can come from it, but it looks kind of like a lot of discord between you and others, or a sense of feeling kind of isolated, that the others aren't around you right now. And, somehow I do feel there's a tie-in here. Maybe it's just that others are, not in a really good state this month, and you're going to have to kind of walk with kid gloves here, or not expect a lot of people to be celebrating you or being there for you right now, because they are having their own issues. I'm beginning to think now this card here in this position is relating to others. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So the challenge that really awaits you, I think, is working with some really sensitive feelings that are going on. It could be that maybe somebody has had, something painful occur, emotional breakups or anything, possible, a passing, something like that. The challenge for you, I think, is to find the way to kind of help them grow stronger, to help them heal in their own way too.
And I do want to, redirect a little bit here, because it just occurred to me that if this is relating to you, and you're going through a hard time, other people may just not be there for you right now. I think that might be the challenge here, is to be careful. Some people For better or worse, I guess these are the times, when you are feeling bad, that you know who your true friends are. Are they around you through thick or thin, or do they abandon you, when times get rough? But of course, if you're constantly dwelling and totally bringing them down, like Mr. O said the other way, that people can bring you down, well, then you can expect they're not going to be hanging around for that.
So it's kind of interesting.
It is. Kind of a mixed bag. How can you use your modality superpowers this month to achieve success?
Okay, and we're back with the cups again.
Oh my gosh.
The reversed Six of Cups.
Oh boy. That's really interesting with the fixed signs.
Mm-hmm.
I think wow, I'm starting to see something here, which when we go through it again, we'll go over. But I think here, when I see this card, I have to say the best way to use your superpowers is not to be stubborn in your thinking, not to get stuck. Not so much in your ways, but in memories from the past. If there's been some kind of conflict or discord in the past that all of this might be referring to, that you are still holding on to, that is something you have to let go of in order to achieve harmony again, restore harmony in your relationships.
And it does seem like it's really about a relationship, and maybe there's always those kind of situations where some of us, we are able to say once bitten, twice shy, and some of us are like, no, I can always accept somebody's real, earnest need to try to redeem themselves. And somewhere in the middle, maybe is this kind of idea that you have to figure that out. You have to decide how much you can either forgive and forget with somebody, or how much you really have to make sure, that there is kind of a real sense of where the boundaries now are.
This is a real interesting picture, and a lot of times as we lay the cards out, our interpretation will evolve with the layout. And so sometimes by the end of a reading, we may have a different perspective on this whole thing, when we start over again. And I think we're going to start.
So are we ready? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, let's start with that first card again and recap. And so basically your focus this month is on creating a better plan, creating a better strategy for how you want to move forward with something. And it seems to be about mending potentially a relationship or, friendship.
In addition to that, the wands are about friendships, growth, networks. So this could be a little bit of both. It could be something that has some business or networking things about it, but it could also be about, where the human friendship lies there. It
could, but also the fact is that it is about planning and strategizing. And I mean, even in relationships, sometimes when things go south, you got to come up with a plan. And I think here too, I'm not going to rule out even family squabbles in all of this as well. So let's take a look as we move forward here. The interactions with others. Well, there's a lot of, that's the star, right?
Yeah,
and it is the card of Aquarius too, by the way, which is interesting as well. And of course, this is the Aquarius modality.
There's possibly a loss of faith here. There's a feeling like, you can't necessarily trust people, or that you really do have a sense of caution or question about other people, either how you are affecting them or how their actions are just effective to the situation.
Something has made you lose faith, and I think we'll get to that by the end of the reading. Something has caused you to not trust and make you feel very, very pessimistic about your relationship with others. And we go right into the next card about the opportunity and challenge you face, and it's kind of right there. It's saying that there is no happiness, there is no celebration with someone or some others right now in your life. There is There's some discord, possibly differences of opinion, and a lack of connection. It's almost as if maybe, we'll get to why, but maybe you're feeling that some connections in your life aren't as important to you as they used to be.
So it's a challenge because let's remember what we said about the fixed signs. They really do kind of draw a line in the sand and say no.
Yes, yeah.
Maybe you need to rethink that.
Yeah. And ultimately, the outcome, or the best way to use your superpowers is to really let go. It appears to me that some of this might be stemming from something that has resurrected from your past, a past in the past of a relationship with a group of people or with an individual. And you can't let go of what happened. You've got to come to terms with it somehow. And if you can't, you need to dialogue and talk it out in order to get there. You can't remain, like you fixed signs are, fixed in your ways, set in your ways, thinking that nobody can change, because maybe that's the problem here. You feel like it's going to repeat itself all over again.
There is something about the past maybe that has to be resolved, but you have to, maybe all sides of the equation, learn how to trust again. What I said about the loss of faith.
Nice.
And really, give it a try again, or else it is lost.
Wow. That's what we have for the fixed signs. So good luck with that. We're on the mutables now. Did I shuffle? I thought I
did.
Oh, okay.
Because we go back and forth.
Well, it's the mutables. Why don't you have a nice chat about the mutables?
Alrighty, well, here are the mutables. The mutables are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. And they have a lot of positives. They go with the flow. They're adaptable, flexible, versatile, highly resourceful. They can change when necessary. They're quite easy to change. They can change, assume various personas. They're chameleons of the Zodiac. They're well liked by others. They enjoy learning, playing fair, diplomacy, sharp, sympathetic, and they can see below the surface. They're selfless and quick to help others.
Wow, that's a whole lot. Those mutables, they're really easygoing and easy to get along with, but that can present some problems as well. For one thing, they may try too hard to please everybody. And, mutables, you just can't please everybody, try as you might. And it can get them into trouble. It can make them look wishy-washy, inconsistent, and sometimes even duplicitous. Like you're just saying, people might think you're just saying what I want to hear, but you don't really believe it. Also, they can stretch themselves way too thin to the breaking point.
Alrighty, so with that being said, card 1, what is the general focus or thing around the mutables at this time for this month?
Wow. Okay, it's the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is reversed. I like it in that position. Your focus for this month is breaking free from limited thinking. Limitations you put on yourself unwittingly, that are easily removed, or maybe making things seem harder and more daunting than they truly are. You feel boxed in, you feel like you can't handle something, but if you really step back and you are, and look at the situation, you realize, that was no big deal after all. And so that's where I think you guys are this month, mutables. You're recognizing your power again, and you're trusting that you can handle a particular situation that you're involved in.
Well, indeed, sometimes the mutables, one or two in particular, do always have that sense that particular self-pathos in a way, about, what limits them. But I think this card is saying that this month period, it's really about understanding how so much of that is really very fungible. If it's not an actual perception, it is something that you can actually work on and change.
And so second card is about your interactions with others and how they will impact you in the month ahead. Is that a repeat in the same position?
Yeah, it's the Three of Cups. No, it was over here, actually.
Oh, that's right.
Opportunities.
That's right.
This is the interactions with others.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah.
And so I feel here that maybe, you've been holding back. You've been holding back on speaking your mind to others. Now, when I say that, I'm talking about speaking your truth, Again, mutables, you try too hard to please everybody, and maybe it's finally gotten to you here, and either you are upsetting others by, picking sides, choosing sides, whatever, or by trying to please everybody, and you can't.
You somehow just feel like you don't really belong. Maybe somebody has hurt your feelings, or maybe you just haven't bonded like others have, or you're unbonding from a situation with friends or other people. And this could be, a typical mutable situation. It could just be something that can pass, but it is affecting you strongly this month. And so you may find that, it would be better if you could keep some of that on the down low, if you really are, reassessing how you feel about certain people in your groupings.
It may just be that you might be asking, where are my friends this month? Where is everybody? It just seems as though nobody's around when you call or need them, or just want, to talk or have some companionship. So it just seems like there's a disconnect right now in your relationships. All right, what's next on the opportunities or challenges you will face in the month ahead? And it's Judgment reversed.
It's Judgment reversed. So it's a challenge because maybe some of this process has made you feel like you need to make a big change. Maybe that change is a deep inside spiritual or mental change, but maybe it could just be, more, material kind of changes too. But are you up for that challenge?
Yeah, it seems to me you just got to be, okay, you may be finding, let me go back to my wand here. You may be finding your power over here in this first card, but don't use that power to be too hard on others or too critical of yourself. I think that's the opportunity or challenge this month, is to kind of rein in, and it's not like you to be that way, but, some situation here, maybe with this disconnect with others is causing you to be a little bit hypercritical and wanting to push yourself too hard to change, to correct this, or trying to get everybody to go and get along. And sometimes you just can't make that happen, You got to let it happen.
If this is about interactions with people, another possible meaning too is that maybe somewhere where you were striding a hard line, maybe you might realize it's not as important to, rake people over the coals or to demand or insist a certain thing, that maybe you could find ways to lighten up with that too, as
I like that,
the opportunity to have.
Sorry.
All right, thank you. So then finally,
how best can you use your modality superpower in the month ahead to achieve success? And it's reversed again.
And it's the Lovers.
Oh, poop.
Poop.
All right. Wow. That's a really interesting card in this position for you mutables, because one thing you should not do is use your negative anti-superpower to be too wishy-washy. Make firm decisions, set good boundaries for yourself. Don't let people walk all over you this month, if also maybe that's part of what's going on here. You have to make good choices, and there's a problem here with that. It's hard for you to do, especially if you feel, like I said, you're stepping on other people's toes. You're not comfortable in making people hear your truth.
It's kind of an iffy kind of card in a way because, as a mutable, you're able to kind of understand all sides of situations perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
But the Lovers reversed is sort of saying this is about choosing one, and maybe the ideas are really different, and so you have to choose wisely. I think Banshee's already said that in a way, but it's also saying too that you can't necessarily forego all of that information you receive, that this really will be kind of a test of your ability to really see the truth.
Wow, this is kind of a interesting reading. Do you want to start, or you want me to start?
Go ahead.
Recap? Well,
Okay.
it's the Eight of Swords reversed, and I think you're feeling your power again. I think you're willing to take the blinders off and see things as they truly are, be it with yourself or be it with the people you are involved with, connected with in some way, whether it's workplace issues or issues, in your other interpersonal relationships.
I think it represents a change from a status quo that you may have had, that now things have really been shaken up in a way, and that there's sort of a new sense of movement in the air.
And others are, there's a lot of contradictory behavior here with others. There's discord and discontent, or a sense of there's nobody around. Where did everybody go? Are they afraid now that you're seeing things as they truly are? That now maybe you know who your fair weather friends are and who aren't? Who's willing to support you on the workplace and who isn't? Who are your friends and who are your frenemies?
So, like Banshee suggests, this may have a relationship here that this is coming in the aftermath of that, of realizing, that things have been shaken up a little bit, and that you realize that where some of the pieces fell, there's still going to be a sense of you're not wanting to totally be harmonious in how you deal with that. You may realize or see people in a different light, and that may color exactly how you want to interact with them.
The challenge for you, I'm giving this some thought now with everything we're thinking here. The challenge for you with Judgment reversed may be, that it's hard for you to lay the smack down when you have to. In other words, to define the black and white of things. It's true that not everything is black and white, and there are shades of gray, and you mutables love to hang out in that gray zone rather than take sides. But I think you do have to take sides here to some extent. You do have to pick and choose who's with you and who's against you, or, who you agree with. If there's an argument that you're in the middle of between two other sides, who you want to stand with and who you have to stand against, or politely tell them they're wrong.
I don't know if this cliche works, but the enemy of my enemy can be my friend. And maybe this is saying really that, all bets are off in a way, who you can trust. And so that's what the challenge is too, is figuring out where your safe areas are, where change can happen or where you need to be restrictive.
And finally, it's about choices. It's about boundaries. It's about making correct, right decisions, and actually having to, not pick a middle ground here. Sometimes there is no good middle ground, Maybe you can find one in this situation. I'll give you that. But my thinking is you're going to have to make a choice here and set some boundaries if people, excuse me, have been kind of stepping all over you.
Well, your superpower is about, seeing both sides, but I think it's really, in this case, establishing the idea that you can see both sides, and you may be obliged to really indicate what the best side is.
Wow. So we have for you mutables.
Indeed.
And it just seems like there was some interesting relationship issues coming up during this Aquarius season. And as Mr. O has pointed out, well, this is kind of the social season. And with Valentine's Day stressors coming, hey, a lot of relationships break up around that time too, don't they?
Too much pressure.
Too much pressure. Everybody dial it down and be nice to each other during Aquarius season. All right. Well, that's our modalities for the Aquarius season. This reading is good for the entire Aquarius season. Keep that in mind. And we'll be back.
In about a month.
In about a month, when we can say happy birthday to our friends, the Pisceans.
So until then.
Take care, everybody. Have a great month ahead, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.